Hi, I'm Stephen Danaluti. I'm going to take you through 5 slides in under 5 minutes on how to master Microsoft Teams because the world needs saving from bad collaboration. Oh yeah, right, let's go. First, this is going to be covered in sections. That's because Microsoft Teams is made up in grouped in terms of functionality. And the first one is one-to-one or group chat. And it's a core function of workplace chat app, as you can imagine. Now these conversations in this chat part of Teams can be one-to-one or group, as I've said. The thing to watch out for, and here I'm just highlighting where the chat function is. Conversations could become siloed if you're not careful. So you need to think carefully about when it's appropriate to stay in a chat, one-to-one or group, or move out into Teams where real collaboration, open collaboration can happen. Just another thing to point out before I move on is that in the chat function, in the activity stream, you do see meeting chats registered there. So just a hot tip for you. Moving on to the more advanced collaboration side of things, which I mentioned, and this is this happens in Teams, and essentially it's open collaboration among teammates, and you can create greater structure here with channels and with tabs. But you can go way beyond this. And so here's a screenshot on the right of the Files tab in a team, for example, in a channel. And you can see the structure here basically replicates Windows Explorer. The thing is here, you can create added structure. You can go even beyond this. It's not just about structuring documents. It's about content co-authoring, as you can see. So here's a spreadsheet, for example. You could open it up in Teams without having to leave Teams, and you can co-author this file in Teams, and you'd see where the co-authors would show up. You could even jump on a Teams meeting to share the screen and all co-author the same document, which is what frequently happens. So this is some really cool collaboration happening here. Moving on to Teams meetings, another major function of Teams, and you find often the Teams meetings in the calendar, not often, always. The thing is, this syncs with your Outlook calendar, so you'll also find them there. Now, this could be seen as the smaller scale video conferencing side of things, Teams meetings. I'm going to cover the more advanced scenario in a moment. You can have, video conferences, calls, chats, screen sharing, etc. You could see this as the more formal side of things. You've created a calendar event. It's in yours and others' calendars, and it's it doesn't mean that you couldn't hold more spontaneous or informal meetings using the Meet Now function. And you could easily just jump on a call by using the Meet Now function, which is also visible in the Teams channels chat, or just use the calling function, for example, to have a video call or just a voice call. So that's Teams meetings. Moving on, events. This is the kind of the Teams meetings on steroids, if you will. We're talking about large-scale events here, virtual conferences, you set up a live event in the same place in the calendar as you would a Teams meeting. But here we're talking about enterprise-grade streaming and engagement. On the right in the screenshot, you see the options from when you start scheduling a live event. And this is a view of when you're actually running the live event, where you have a view on the content that's being presented. You can get presenters involved and queued up with their content. You can even go so far as having a Q&A, which is moderated. You can see a screenshot there, and you can print a report. I've jumped to the next screen already, so let's just move on, which is the last side of things, and by no means the least, which is Teams as a platform. And by what I mean by that is extending Teams functionality through other apps. The one good advantage of that is reducing context switching. You've already saw that with Excel. Here's an example in the screenshot of a returns app in a tab in Teams. You could interact with the app directly from Teams without leaving it. Apps can be first-party Microsoft or third-party apps. We have a huge library of apps and growing all the time. Or you can develop custom apps through the Power Platform and bring them into Teams. Integration can be beyond just a tab. It can be, all manner of integrations. So that's it. In 5, I'm done. Hopefully this was useful.